Estás escuchando The Bad Guy Show.
Por ahí, D'shon El Villano, la Dagr8fm Latino.com es el Bad Guy Show. Bienvenido a WQRXDB. Nosotros somos la gran FM Latina. And you know what? Today I got a dope ass guest. Un tremendo invitado esta noche. El compadre DJ FLUFF. ¿Qué pasó, compadre?
Hey, como dicen los cubanos, DJ FLUFF.
DJ FLUFF.
Así me dicen en español. Me dicen FLUFF.
Hey. Yo, man, thank you very much for coming through today and vibing with us. You know,
Listen, thank you for asking me. When you asked me, it felt good because of what's been going on, and I was like, someone's watching. Good.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely
motherfuckers
watching.
are watching. I was like, oh, good.
I'm definitely watching. Y tú sabes qué? Que yo también estoy muy pendiente de lo que se trabaja aquí en el estudio.
Right.
De lo que están trayendo los artistas de aquí, de lo que están trayendo las personas que son de aquí.
Es que están aquí plantados.
So, tengo esa fortuna de poder, tú sabes, pasar por el estudio y escuchar. Oh, aquí están matando.
Oh, they're listening to this, they're doing this, they're
Esto
doing
está
that.
tremendo aquí, déjame escuchar este momento. So, da la casualidad que tú estás ahí.
Right.
Y
Me está oyendo la canción mía.
Yes,
Really?
yes. Estaba, and I was like, all right, let me ask Brewski who that is later. Because, you know, like sometimes I leave here and it's like, I'm in a rush. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
But I always try to make sure that I shake hands with people and I make sure that I introduce
That
myself.
fellowship,
You know
get
what
to
I'm
know
saying?
everyone.
Just,
Yeah,
you know.
I feel bad that sometimes I don't remember people's names. I'll be honest, like even here, like I meet people and I feel so bad. And it's like it's so many.
But see, you come from a culture of like, which I understand as well because I lived that too. I worked in the strip club life.
You already know.
You know what I'm saying? For like almost a
Down
decade.
Down here?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
So you
PTs.
PT worked
Yeah,
there.
I used to
worked
work
there.
in PTs.
I
I
did
used
that.
to work in Pink Pony.
Did that. Did that.
Exotica. It's Exotica now, but it used to be Stonewall. And Bella's used to be Porky's back in the day. So I used to work at them bitches back in the day.
All right, so then chances are we know a lot of
Yeah,
people.
we know a lot of the same people.
For sure.
In that business, it doesn't really matter if you remember the people's names.
Yeah,
a lot
you
of
don't
times.
have to remember their names. Just like, yo, we used to work together. Blah,
If the
blah, blah.
bitches come along and you recognize the ass, you're like, I know what song you like.
Exactly, bro. It's crazy, bro.
But in this setting, I have made an effort. You know what I'm saying? I've been away from the strip club game for about 7 or 8 years now. You know
It's
what I'm
okay.
saying?
You live longer.
You know, my kids were getting big already, so I kind of put myself through that thing. It was like, okay, let me look for something else.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, you're such an awesome talent and a celebrated DJ. Because
people they say that shit, I'll be like, okay.
I did my rebuscando.
Right.
And
Due diligence.
Yes, I did my due diligence.
Say that in Spanish again.
My rebuscando.
Me rebuscando.
I did my rebuscando.
Wow, I just learned a new word today.
And yeah, you're quite a guy out here. Tell me a little bit about how you started this game as a DJ.
DJing.
What was it like when you started? Like
the first time I was introduced to DJing was I was probably 14, and my best friend, his name is Danny, and we grew up together, and he was like, come downstairs, I gotta show you something. We went into the basement, and there were 2 turntables, a couple 1200s, and a mixer there, and we're in Chicago, you know, so house music, right? And so he started messing with the turntables, and right there I knew. I was like, this is dope. Now fast forward to about 1999, 2000. I had some money. I was finally grown up a little bit. You know, I had a little cash. I took like $5,000 and I bought this is when the CD mixers were out. They had just came out, so I bought that. Right, got good at that. But I never really focused on it, like focus business wise. I was doing some other stuff. I was in sales, but I was a DJ. It was cool. Like you would call me, I would do your yard party.
Really?
You're gonna do quinceañera in the yard? I'm that guy.
And you're originally from
Chicago. Correct.
Okay.
So there, I remember a couple summers I'd be in like 2 parties in one day all weekend. And but then I had a kid and this and that, and you gotta be grown, you gotta pay the bills, and but I always had my equipment, and I've always been musical. Like I was even a little dancer when I was young. I was in dance groups. I used to battle people. But it didn't happen for me professionally until I got here.
So you came to Miami.
So I came to South Florida. I came to South Florida. I landed in Broward County first, right? And I came here in 2000 and I want to say 2010. Okay. The first time I came down here was in 2001. But when I came here to live down here, I was with an art company. I was selling art. I was like a district manager for door to door, hitting doors. Man.
Really?
Yeah. So
what kind of art was that?
Pop art, abstract art, floral, just everything.
You were selling like works of art.
Reproductions, mirrors, just decorate. What we would do is it was a national like sales networking marketing company.
Wow.
And so like I would teach people how to go door to door. It didn't matter if it was with art or if it was with ashtrays. The steps are the same, everything's the same. So anyway, that didn't quite work out. I ended up staying here and then was in Fort Lauderdale, and I found myself in the middle of okay, so Wynwood was down here, right?
Yeah.
So when Wynwood happened and Wynwood hit real big, a lot of artists came to South Florida.
Of course,
period.
of course.
They wanted to be as close to that as possible.
Of course, 100%.
So if they moved to West Palm Beach or they moved to Broward and didn't want to come to Wynwood because of the drive, like they started like an emerging art district in Fort Lauderdale, and I found myself in the middle of that.
Nice.
And I helped like create that art district there, which is one of the
incredible.
It's a really like that's like a tearjerker moment. Like it makes me cry when I think about it. But what happened was it was free work. I was working with the city. We were advocating between the artists and the city to get money to do events, and I was doing free work. So I ended up being a little bit on the broke side.
Of course.
But my heart told me that was something that I had to do. I was broke. I was mad broke. And we had our business that didn't work out with the big company that sent me down here, so I was kind of on my own.
Yeah.
But
you saw the future in it and you stayed.
My heart told me that's where I needed to be.
Yeah.
People loved the shit out of me for what I was doing.
Okay.
I was creating an art community. It was already there. It just needed an organizer. And I'm good at organizing shit. I'm good at getting people to listen.
Nice.
I don't know why.
Which reflects on the work that you're doing
right
today.
here. It's basically the same thing. I'll tell you about that in a minute.
Very, very parallel.
Very.
Yeah.
Very. And then so I was in a prestigious position in that. But I was kind of broke. And then I met somebody through the art business that knew somebody in the strip club business.
Okay.
Was like, hey,
here's some work.
No, they need a DJ over there.
Right.
I saw you DJ online.
Okay.
Somebody filmed me DJ, and I saw you're a DJ. They need a DJ over there, and I went. I went to a strip club, little strip club in Pompano.
Okay.
Little strip club in Pompano called Foreplay.
Okay.
Like I want to say 2016, 2015, whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, I could do this. I just didn't know the software yet, like Serato. Remember, the last time I was really DJing was CDs and records.
Right.
But now here's an opportunity to learn the software and fuck it. And I need money, so fuck it. Let's go, right? Yeah. So trabajé mucho. I worked. They gave me a job, and I worked my ass off. But then I thought to myself, like, yo, I'm doing all these events. I'm in meetings with like the mayor of Fort Lauderdale. And then there's, it's just not a good look. So I was the executive director of a nonprofit organization, 501c3, all of that.
And you were making no money.
No, because it was a civic work. It was civic work, And my heart was in it. But I was poor.
Right.
And so I was poor as hell. So I went to go DJ, and I knew I was gonna have a problem basically because I was good at DJing still. You know what I mean? I started getting money again, and it felt good to have money. But but yeah, I worked there for 4 years, bro. And then I just in South Florida made my bones and went around and learned how to DJ at bigger places, and then stuck it out. And the pandemic happened.
Right.
The pandemic happened, and I say this all the time. Like,
how did the pandemic treat you with everything that was happening? I mean, let's divorce from kind of like the structural happenings where maybe some of our family got sick, maybe you got sick, maybe. How did the pandemic treat you as far as what your art And translated to, like, how did your work and your art translate to that?
It created the current version of FLUFF.
Okay.
I was already DJ FLUFF, right? Whatever.
Yeah.
And I had a little money saved up, probably just like a lot of people. And then you got no work. We're in the club industry. Everything's closed down. There's no. So I became a Lyft driver.
Okay.
During the pandemic.
Okay.
I bought another whip and I started driving, and I did like 6,000 my first month, and I was like, okay, this could get me through it. And I vowed at that moment that shit's not Lyft. Picking up nurses, picking up people going to work during the pandemic. Like, I felt like I was out here alone. That little phone that I had was going off, bing, 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 right after right, and I'm so excited to be working. And people are like, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm like, "Hey, I'm great. What's up? Where are we going today?" You're like my fifth ride today. I'm excited. Why are you so excited? I'm working right now. I'm working, like, it's hard right now, and I'm working. And so I would lift people's spirits and shit in the car. That shit was fun.
Wow. That's a crazy experience.
Crazy. Hold on, let me drink some water.
Go ahead.
I was in the club all night.
But no, it's incredible that you mentioned that how you're taking people from point A to point B, but you feel like this energy where you're even uplifting their spirits when they're coming in, right?
For real. And so then the club started opening, and then it was hard to get DJs to come in. Everybody's scared. Nobody wants to work in them environments, and people are probably getting checks, from the government, so they can't work. It was some, the unemployment and all that. I didn't get any of that. So now I'm doing Lyft, and I'm DJing, and this is where it started, like the current version of FLUFF. I DJ'd every fucking day, 7 days a week, probably for like from September. Goldfinger in Sunrise. They have a restaurant, so they were able to stay open, limited entertainment, whatever, right? So shout out to Goldfinger. They've always had my back, and listen, and also too, before I go on any further, I want to shout out a lot of people.
Go ahead.
A lot of people. You for inviting me here. Dagr8fm for existing. Brewski Beats, The Takeover, Chase Morgan, Kendra Modeling, everybody at Goldfinger, the dancers, my family, but really, like, I just want to shout out the dancers, because without the dancers, bro, like,
kept you alive.
They break bread with me. The ones that love me, like, if it was not for them, like, I would not be able to make music. I would not to be able to have the opportunity to hit my goals the way I'm doing.
Of course.
So that being said, I did that. Thank you, ladies. Appreciate you.
Let me tell you something. I totally understand where you're coming from, because the time that I worked at the strip club, I learned very early on that it was them that were keeping the business afloat.
Correct.
If they didn't show up,
there was nothing.
We didn't have a business.
Right.
We could sell all the liquor,
and the DJ could be as great as it is.
The DJ could be as great as well, but if there's no girls there,
there's nothing.
So I definitely understand that. I gotta tell you, man, I just relate so much to what
you already know what I'm talking about.
It's very relatable.
So no, but to finish up on what you asked, how did it affect me is I say that the pandemic, even though it really sucked, it blessed me.
Right.
It blessed me with solidifying who I was in the game, and then when it was over and everything started opening up, the place that I held down, the place that I went to and said, I'll be here.
Yeah,
don't worry.
Took care of you, right.
They were like, what do you want? What do you want? What days do you want? I want this. I want this day. I don't want to be. I can't. I will if you need me to. If somebody can't come in on a Monday day shift,
sure.
I'll come. I'll be that guy for you. But like, I just, I
want
to
the dope days.
Right.
Give me the weekend.
No, but listen, I did the pandemic, bro.
Yeah,
I put myself at risk, so
of course.
To do that. So
it's awesome that they looked out for you like that.
They looked out mad, and then okay, so when you're a DJ, in a club, no matter where you're at, but strip clubs too, a lot of people will come to you, play my record.
Of course.
Play my record.
Of course.
Play my record.
Yeah.
And when I first started DJing in strip clubs, I was extra nice. I even got dudes that I work with now that I used to work with at Pink Pony, by the way.
Okay.
He'll tell me all the time, Fluff, I used to work with you 4 or 5 years ago at Pink Pony. You were such a nice guy.
Okay.
Now you're a fucking asshole. And I'm like, oh. But I'm not really when I'm in the club, when I'm in that environment, I don't play. We're running girls.
Yeah.
I'm not here to play. I'm DJing. I'm mixing. We're not stopping. Let's go get your money. So I don't like to hear a lot of BS. But anyway, but people come to you and they say.
So you know Daffy and everybody.
I know Daffy. I worked with Daffy one time at the club that I started in Pompano. I worked with Daffy, which is now Shadow Bar.
Okay.
It's now Shadow Bar in Pompano, but it was Foreplay before. The owners of Playhouse own that. So anyway, I started charging dudes. Like, listen, especially when I ended up getting that the Thursday, Friday. I was like, yo, I worked my ass off to get right here. You want me to play your shit in peak hours and have me stop what I'm doing and download a song? I'm gonna charge you, and it's this much. And they're like, what? I'll be like. I gotta keep going because I'm also looking out for the club. Like, the people don't know your music, so the energy's gonna change.
Right.
It's gonna change, and it's up to me to be like, make this cool. So I started doing that, making a little bit. Yeah, I got.
So that's where he's an asshole come from.
No, the asshole comes from. Would be like, I don't like excuses. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like excuses. If when I'm there, if I walk in the door and I have to start DJing, even when we're dead and I'm turning up for everybody until it gets busy, when it gets busy, there's no excuses. Like, I can't stop. And it comes from me, like, just being a sort of like I'm a very hard on myself too. Okay. So I want to be, when I'm there, I want to be a great DJ.
Sure.
And people are going to look at me, that it's me. What, should I just stand there, put a playlist on until it gets busy and then start warming up? So anyway, but so these artists like start coming in and I'm like, all right, so now I'm getting,
it's going to be like this. Yeah.
So now I'm getting a little bit of money, right? And then this one dude walks in, which is homie, his squad. His name is Chase. He just left. He was in my video today that was shot, by the way, which was it was an amazing experience.
Nice.
And he walked in and he came into my DJ booth and was like, yo, Fluff, why don't you play my record? And I was not in the mood to be like, I'm gonna charge you, I'm gonna this. I was like, I was real giddy in that day for some reason. I don't know what the
Te agarró en buen momento.
Exactly. With a big old sonrisa, a big one. And so I was smiling and I'm like, yeah, man, what do you got? I'll listen to it. Or not even, I'll play it. Didn't even think about money. Wasn't even thinking about money, but check this shit out.
Qué bueno.
This is where little twist happens. Wasn't even thinking about money. I download the song, he emails me, whatever, however I got the song. I play it. And I'm like, and the dude fucking pulls out wads of fucking money and just starts throwing it in the air, and my DJ starts landing on my floor. I'm talking like not $100, bro, like $300-400. I had no idea he was gonna do that shit. I had no idea. I did it for free, and then he was like, wow, he loved hearing his music in the club, and you know. So then he's like, I'll be back tomorrow. He's like, I'll be back tomorrow. We're gonna do it again. Damn. And I'm like, holy fuck, for real? So I'm like, yeah, hell yeah. I'm like, send me some more music. Damn. So then I hear a song that I really like, and which is Sins, Chase Morgan, YouTube, you can find it, whatever, right? So he comes back, does that shit again. Damn. And I'm like, bah, and everybody's looking at me, and then it catches on from there. Like, people are like, Fluff breaks records. Yeah. Fluff breaks records. Fluff breaks records. Said it. You want to? He'll charge you. He's gonna charge you, but he's gonna play your shit. And then I make a big deal. Put the lights on. My boss hated it because it's a strip club.
Right.
You know, but I'm Fluff make a bag. I had to figure out how to make money, right? And then it just turned out to be the thing. He was an artist, obviously, and we got cool. And then what happened was my friend died. One of the guys that works with us died.
I hear that, right?
His name is Richie. His anniversary's
coming,
right? And his anniversary's coming up in this month. August 16th coming up.
Okay.
And he died and it fucked my head up.
Damn.
Because I'm older than him. He was 30 something. I'm older than that. And you feel me? And it fucked me up.
Of course,
so
of course.
he had a heart problem called COVID, and the COVID didn't kill him. It was
the shit that
heart
that comes
problem.
after.
You know, he never could heal from it, and it was fucked up because we got through a pandemic together. Like my song, Pandemic, got it out the mud. It was all of that. It was all of that theme, whatever. And I felt, and he kind of his death inspired me, like to bucket list my shit already, to start doing the things that in life that I said I was gonna do.
That's what's up.
Grow up and do. If you die now, what do you got to say for yourself other than a few dollars in the bank? You know.
100%.
So I started making music, dropped the 2 records, and then this year got to the new year and was like, man, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I don't know what you did in January,
right?
But in January I chilled out for like 2-3 weeks.
Okay.
Got to the new year, party my ass off, fucking on like right after New Year, not for New Year, but right after party my ass off, and then was like, I don't know, I gotta think, where am I going? What am I doing? I'm DJing, I've got my shifts, they're good shifts, I got everything going on, I'm making money.
Yeah.
But what am I gonna do? I took like 2-3 weeks to figure it out.
Okay.
And then the inspiration happened here. Here in the not in the
One Studios lab.
And the inspiration happened here. I was doing the Manny Rich show, which that's another thing that happened. That's another.
Shout out to Manny Rich.
Manny Rich, miss you, bro. Fucking during like that time when I started making music after my boy's death, I reached out to him and I saw that he was, doing the rehearsal nights for VP booking and doing all that shit. And I know Manny from the business that I was in because I worked with him. Okay. I met him when I first got to Florida.
That's what's up.
But we always kept, because we would vibe with each other. We were cool. So when I reached out to him, he already knew and I already knew. And when he was like, yo, I got the show, we need a DJ, you should be the DJ. I was like, bro, that's why I was calling you for it, bro. I wanted to get into this shit, right? So, they welcomed me to come to the show, to the Manny Rich show with Eddie Fiend and himself. Came here and then did some shows. We did a whole season.
Oh, here?
We did a season every Monday for like 4 months. And Fetty landed the Big Legs Baddie collection. She went off to do reality TV, bro. That which is fucking dope,
Right.
And then, so I'm like,
shout out to Fetty.
Shout out to Fetty, she's dope. So I'm thinking, I'm a DJ in a strip club. What's next for me?
Right.
Because what do? Am I try to go work at Tootsie's? Am I gonna go work here? You know what I mean? Like this, I always feel like a ceiling. When I get to a certain level, I start to feel.
You gotta break out to that. You gotta break
out
to that.
Because we're growing. Yeah. We're growing up. And I love this. Like I said, I love the strip club and I love all that. But what's next for Fluff? And I got inspired actually by Fetty. I was talking to Fetty outside. She's smoking a cigarette, whatever. Manny's out there. We're bullshitting. And she had just put out Upper Echelon, an album right after she was on the show.
Right.
So it was like a dual effect for her crazy streams, all that shit, trending and everything, right? So I was like, if she could do it, anybody could do it. She inspired me. So that's when I knew that I was gonna create a record this year.
Nice.
And it was just a matter of who's gonna be on it, what's the name of the record gonna be, blah 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 blah. And I asked my boy Chase, the dude who threw all the money on me, that kind of started all the bullshit. And him and The Takeover, which is another guy that I met in the strip club. Yeah. Dude comes up to me, comes to the booth, shakes my hand. Hey, I'm so and so. I fuck with you. Da da da. Like over time, like kept coming up just to say hi. Da 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 da. And then he sees me on the Manny Rich show, and then he followed me on Instagram. He's like, yo, Manny's my boy. I'm like, well, Manny's my boy too. So then he pulls up here. So, it just kind of happened organically. Like, he knew he wanted to work with me. I didn't even know that I wanted to work with him until the time arose. And he would always tell me, let's do something like you were talking about.
Yeah. No, that's dope. I gotta tell you, man, because it's like, it just seems like you have found, kind of like what your program is for the time foreseen.
For the year. For the year.
You found yourself an objective.
Correct.
And you're fulfilling that shit.
Purpose. It's called definiteness of purpose. Yes. It's knowing why you're living. I got a whole other backstory that I got going on, and that's a whole other interview.
Okay.
But you know, that's like the personal part of Fluff or whatever. But it's the purpose. And so I got them together, came here, Fetty's away. I need something to do. Where our show is normally on Monday, but she's away. So what am I gonna do? I told my two guys, I said, hey, I wanna make a record. Will you guys help me?
Yeah.
You guys are spitters already.
Yeah.
I'm a DJ. I can go whatever, right? And it's a funny story. We sat down in the radio room, and I was like, I want to. And Tay, he's so cool. He sat with me and just said, well, what are you trying to say? Like, what do you want to do? And it was a lot of things that came out of my mouth. Like, I want people to just accept me for who the fuck I am, because sometimes people look at me and I'm a little nuts and they don't know what to make of me. But I'm just me. I'm just me, unapologetically. You know what I mean? I have no hate. No hate. I got no hate for nothing. Right. I love everybody. So that's where No Hate in My Heart came through. Nice. The name of the album. And we picked out 3 songs for a session. I was supposed to meet with Brewski. Something happened. He couldn't make it. I talked to him like, hey, come to this session. We're going to talk about making a record. He couldn't make it. So I went online, picked out a couple other beats from this other dude named Friday that I did the last records with. Okay. Bought a couple beats, made a couple concepts for like 2 or 3 songs. But I've learned a lot making music, bro. In the last 6 months, 4 months, last 4 months, I've learned so much. Like
because I'm trying to interrupt you.
No, please do. I talk a lot. I'll keep going.
No, I love it. I love it because right now you're putting together your album, right, per se.
Yeah.
Right, this project that you're working on. That, as we said at the beginning, it parallels what you were doing. As an organizer in the very beginning,
in the art business,
in the art and the whole art movement. So now, when you're out here and you're building this album, this project, this concept, you're organizing.
Right. I wrote a blog, and it's up on my website. I wrote a blog. Read it one day. It said, I was outside and I was talking to Fetty, and I said, wait a second. I'm at a radio station that has music studios, that there's artists in here. I'm surrounded by art again. And I said, what the hell is the universe trying to tell me? Am I supposed to make a record right now?
That's deep.
And I was like, okay, I'll make up and right there was the book. And so go read it. It's on my website. Like it was a moment. Like I knew I was in the right place at the right time. But I want to give a big shout out to Brewski.
Okay.
Brewski Beats.
Shout out to Brewski.
Shout out to Brewski.
He's a beast, bro.
He's
a fucking beast.
You know, like, bro, like, you know, so when people have your back and they believe in you, and they show that by putting in the work too, like that shit is amazing, bro. Like, and he's been that dude.
Yeah, he's the right guy to work with, man.
Bro, I've been sitting there.
Really the right guy to work with.
We've been sitting there, making the record, and we'll be in there in the middle of the night. And
congratulations, man! I gotta tell you, man, that's so fucking dope, bro.
For real. And we'll be in there in the middle of the night, and he's like, and I'm just like, bro, let's go. Time to wrap it up, man. Let's get you home, so the record's coming out August.
Okay.
Not sure. No Hate in My Heart.
Okay.
No Hate in My Heart.
No Hate in My Heart.
No Hate, and which is one of the songs. No Hate in My Heart. Out here grinding, and now they mad that I'm shining.
Nice.
That's one of the songs, but yeah, man, shout out to the team. They keep coming through, and at first I came into the studio sessions like a beast. Like, okay, so here's another funny story. Let me give you one about the album.
Okay.
Funny story about the album was let me drink this water. I've been in the club all night.
No, go ahead.
I need Butterfly to get over to the main stage, please, yes, and I need you to go over there all night for 8 hours.
Get hydrated. The truth is that, like, I'm glad that you're one of those guests that, you know, has something to say.
Oh yeah.
It could be dry sometimes.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
So go ahead.
What was I saying though?
You were saying about the album that you wanted to tell me a story about the album.
Oh, so it was funny being a DJ and working with, like, Tay is a producer, he's a songwriter, and he's also an artist. And then Chase, same thing, right? And Chase has produced his own album, and so, like, I felt at first like they weren't giving me like my artist space, you know what I mean? Like, like just talking to me like they talk to me in their DJ, like I'm the DJ vibe, right?
Yeah.
And like I'm trying to like come up with lyrics, and they're like, hold up, and I was like, they don't respect my flow, they don't respect my gangster. Well, that's how I felt.
Okay.
And I told them, so it ain't nothing new if it goes online. So I told them, I was like, all right, watch this.
Go ahead.
So we had a session, came up with the D-Wade concept.
Okay.
Not D-Wade, we changed the name. It's Way of Wade.
Okay.
Way of Wade, right? And so the correlation is he's from Chicago. He's now in the 305, right? And that concept didn't come till after the lyrics. Anyway, we came up with the concept for the song. I ran with the concept of the song. We had the hook, and I went and wrote the whole song. All three verses. Me. Sat at the crib, I'm writing. Like, what you did is amazing. I would love to be able to do that. But like, I'm sitting there and I'm writing, what exactly do I want to say? Every sentence is exactly what I want to say. Yeah. Not just saying anything, but what am I saying? I'm talking shit about this and why, right? Okay. And so I came back to the studio the next week and I go, Brewski, check this shit out. Turn the instrumental on. And I'm like, my heart is ice. I got the keys to the streets. I can't lose. I got Brewski on the beats. Shout out them Cubans, them Haitians, Jamaicans. Middle finger to them pussy hoes faking. Shout out to them strippers that shake it for riches. Then go home to their kids to provide a better living. Put your lighters up, cause I know that you feel me. Throw your hood up, cause if you really, really feel me. D-Wade, and I'm sticking to my story. Give me the blue faces. You can keep the glory. From the Shy to the 305, the game can't ignore me. Florida made me, but Chi-Town raised me. Ooh. But I did the whole song. Okay. And Brewski was sitting there like, holy fuck. I did the whole song. Nice. Not only did I do the whole song, I went in the booth and did the whole song. Yeah. Rah. Back. Did my doubles. Rah. Did my trip. Rah. Did my the whole song. And really, what happened is when the guys heard it, which is what I'm telling you, when they heard it, they were like, holy fuck. Nice. So I had to come out with some bars because I wanted them to take me serious as an artist, not just Fluff, he's a DJ. Yeah, I get you. You know what I mean? I'm a DJ and I'm doing a compilation record. It's going to be all you guys on it and I'm going to be going DJ Fluff on it. Right. No. I get you. Fluff is going to come out and say some shit. Yeah, you know? Okay, I want to be awesome. That's my angle to the whole music. Like being the DJ that curates the album, but still be on the album as an artist too. Right.
Okay. So now that you got this going, where do you see this album going, and where do you see DJ Fluff in the next 5 years?
Well, immediately the album, like again, it's you know the business of music, especially when you know you're not signed and you don't have like the machine to help you do all the shit. First is learning how to upload it the right way and make sure everybody gets their credits and make sure all of that. We filmed a video today to D-Wade, the first shots of the video, which is exciting. Releasing the music, releasing the video, putting a little bit of some money behind like some Google marketing so that way people can see the video because they don't show people shit. You can post something on Instagram. I was looking at my analytics and going, what the fuck? Nobody sees this shit. You gotta pay for it, right? So okay, I'll do that. Right. I wanna put a show together. You see how I put like I had to rethink. Is that right? Yeah, that's what I want to do. Because when I'm making these records, I'm thinking of like when we perform a live show. Yeah. I'm gonna pull this motherfucker on stage, and it's gonna be me and him, and then it's gonna be me and these two motherfuckers, and then everybody coming out, and I'm gonna rock alone and like really do a show. So I wanna build my stage presence. I already have a presence in the club. I get you. In the club, you know, if so and so come there, that's there.
Different when you go on stage and you get the mic
and you're an artist. It's different. You gotta
MC the thing.
Right, you're the artist too. It's different. I can come out as DJ Fluff. All right, next I got so and so coming up to the stage. They're gonna go ahead and take over, make some noise. That's different doing intros, but actually. You know, so I want to get really, really good at that and comfortable, and like to where it feels like when I go into the DJ booth. When I go into the DJ booth, it's like whatever you do on your normal to pay your bills. Like that's what I do. So I'm like it's second nature to go in, plug up, and start mixing and talking shit. Like it's so second nature. I want performing my records to be like that. That's what's up. So that's an immediate goal. That's what's up. And then I gotta make another project.
Okay.
Because after we drop this project, like it's gonna hit. Because we're doing it.
Right.
And so they're gonna come up with something else. People are gonna be like, okay, so now what next?
Checking for you.
What next? Now you heard your tough shit out. Now what? But then 5 years, you know, I'm really trying. I want to know what my lane is in music. I want to know. I tell everybody this, like, you know, sometimes people worry about making money off the music, and I don't really worry about the streams and there's another song. I do it for the likes. They like how I do it. I'm not worried about the streams.
You want to see the growth.
Not like like I'm trying to figure out like what my lane's gonna be in music.
Okay.
You know, there's a big demand for engineers.
Sure.
There's a big demand for content creators. There's a big demand for filmmakers. Which I found a lot of them right here, and we're utilizing it. Shout out to the Dagr8fm, the Dagr8fm Latino. Shout out to you, shout out to everybody. If this place didn't exist, I wouldn't be doing my album.
Crazy.
I mean, I'd be doing it. I wouldn't be doing it.
Yeah,
but
it
wouldn't be happening the way it's happening.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, and thank you for being one of those people who really like build or come here with an idea and have that follow through.
Well, but
You know what I'm
this
saying?
is why I say thank you to the strippers. Because it's because of them. It's because of how they bless me. It's because of that, bro.
That's deep, bro.
No, for real.
That's deep,
That's
bro.
love.
Shout out to the strippers, man.
If it wasn't for them, like, you know, and they love me, some of them hate me, and it's okay.
Yeah.
But like, I get a lot of love, so thank you to them. What was I saying right before that?
You were saying about where you saw, you know, the question that I had asked about, you know, in 5 years,
5 years,
future type shit.
Like I said, yeah. So
where you saw yourself,
getting better, like I said, at performing, and then the lane. I'm trying to figure out my lane. I want to get back to that because, you know, I don't want to become the old dude in the strip club. Like, I was DJ FLUFF, I'm all toothless and shit or whatever, and I'm like, I was the man back in the day, but now I work the day shift on a fucking Monday. You know, ¿cómo lo voy a hacer para sacar dinero? No, ya no puedo pagar la renta, they don't give me enough work. And I've seen that happen to a couple DJs, and I'm like, I don't want to be that dude. I want to find another lane while I'm doing this, and great at that, and become great at something else. And I just don't know what is it gonna be. Is it gonna be producing records?
Right.
Is it gonna be beat making? Is it gonna be film editing? Am I gonna own a record label? Am I gonna own a film company? I don't know. I want to know.
But you're in there though.
Right, I'm in the cut right now. So
you're working on a little bit of everything.
Yeah, so
putting yourself out there.
For real. So whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen, and you follow your heart, bro. You follow your heart.
I think that's a great thing that you're saying there about following your heart, because something I did want to ask you is like, what kind of advice you give to people, right?
To follow your heart.
Yeah,
always.
I was gonna say like
always follow your heart.
Follow your heart.
If you're second, like the minute you second guess yourself, which is cool, you have to check yourself.
Of course.
I talk to myself. Oh, I cried. There's 3 motherfuckers in me, right? But when you feel something's right, your heart will always tell you. People might not like it, like. You know, my son's mom, she hates this shit right here. She saw this shit, she was like, what the fuck? I'm like, yo, you know, it's part of business. It is what it is. Deal with it. You know what I'm saying? So follow your heart. So me, I have to follow my heart. This is like when I was telling you about the art district.
Yeah.
I was broke.
Yeah.
But I was following my heart. My heart told me what to do. I felt like, okay, I'll listen. I'm gonna pay the price.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna do it.
That's what's up, man.
You know, so I'm just doing that now.
Está claro.
Clear.
Tú estás claro.
Yeah.
Tú estás claro con esto. And mucho respeto por eso, because the conviction is there and I see it, and you know, it was just so dope how we met, because it's like you're here grinding.
Yeah.
You're not even minding anything else. You're just here grinding.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, that's FLUFF. Like, oh, let me have that FLUFF though.
I'm glad you reached out to me. I'm glad I'm doing an interview with you.
No,
it's my first interview as an artist.
Okay.
Right?
Hey, man.
Which is dope. Thank you. So I'll remember that forever. And just I'm excited to figure out what's gonna happen for me in the next 5 years. Just like the question is.
People are checking it out, bro.
On YouTube for sure.
Yo, let people know where they can get you on the social
The
media, website, if you got a website, social media, wherever. Let them know.
It's The Real DJ Fluff on Instagram, and then The Real DJ Fluff on my website, The Real DJ Fluff. You want to find out about me, just go there.
The Real DJ Fluff.
The Real DJ Fluff, yeah. You can catch me in the club every weekend at Goldfinger.
Nice.
And listen, the album, that's it. It's
coming out fire.
It's coming out.
I gotta say, it's coming out fire.
You think so?
Yes. Yes.
And that's crazy too,
Yes.
because I'm sitting in there, they're playing it, and I'm not spitting it, and there are people listening to it, and they're like, yo, that's fire, right? And they're like, who is that? No, but listen, they go, who is that? And I'm like, that's him. And they're like, that's you? I'm like, yeah. So the album, and then, you know, just look out for it, and look out for us in the future. Like, I don't care. Like I was talking to the guys today, I don't know who's gonna blow up. It could be Brewski that blows up.
Right.
It could be you that blows up.
Right.
It could be Chase. It could be the Ticker. It could be me. It could be the Dagr8fm that blows up. I don't care what blows up, but when you do something a lot, something always happens.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. Once the album is out, if you want to come through again with a couple of different artists that are on the album, so we can do like a crew thing. Bro,
just tell me when.
It would be an honor.
Just tell me when.
Okay, bro.
I appreciate it. Bro.
As soon as the album's out, and you got it out, come back.
August will not end without the album being out. That's all I'm gonna say.
Vale. Pues ya tú sabes lo que es, man. Yo, un honor poder tenerte aquí. It's a true honor to have you here.
Gracias,
bro.
thank you.
Qué chévere que estés trabajando así de duro y que estés representando tu movimiento y el movimiento del hip hop a la vez. ¿Me entiendes?
I love it, bro.
Yeah, WQRX TV, nosotros somos la gran FM Latina, Dagr8fm Latino. Yo soy D'shon El Villano, esto es el Bad Guy Show. Ya tú sabes lo que es, man. Yo, tengo DJ Fluff, the real DJ Fluff, the Cribbo, D'shon El Villano. Y bueno, vamos a salirnos aquí otra vez con un poquito de musiquita de DJ Fluff que tiene por ahí. Esto se llama...
Estás escuchando The Bad Guy Show.